The forests of Africa are always abuzz with the impromptu encounters that come from the conflict of animals, as the African wild dogs and the hyenas are no exception. And between wild dogs with favorable numbers and hyenas with reckless nature, which is the dominant species? Let us find out in the following video. The confrontation between the wild dog and the hyena. The hyena, with its greed and recklessness, often tries to steal the prey from other animals. It is also an animal that acts as a rival to the African wild dog, as they are even a hindrance to wild dogs. And besides the hunting of lions, the encounters between these two species usually not lead to a loss of life, but are equally fierce and difficult. As the hyenas not only rob their prey when other animals are negligent, but they blatantly rob their prey when the bait is even in the hands of the hunter. As the pack of wild dogs are enjoying their spoils, suddenly a hyena came from nowhere, and even though the wild dogs were still nearby and ready to take the prey, realizing that the hyena's attentions, the wild dogs had shouted to each other to bite at the hyena. And the hyena only knows the weak defenses by blocking the bites of the dogs. And after a while, realizing that the hyenas were no longer a threat, the dogs had left. The hyenas are so brave that they are ready to take the prey of the leopards while the bait is still in their mouths. As for the African wild dog, although it is smaller and weaker than the hyena, the dogs are not easily defeated, as this is because the wild dogs have a very strong social bond, stronger than that of lions and spotted hyenas, so seeing them alone are extremely rare in this species, as they are so attached to each other that they do not need facial expressions to communicate with each other like the grey wolves. More specifically, unlike other carnivores that hunt in groups, the African wild dogs will eventually distribute food to their family members. And because of the feature of burping food for young, when the puppy is old enough to eat solid food, they will be given priority as soon as the prey has been killed. The African wild dogs often attack their opponents by jumping up to bite the opponent many times. This behavior is used for both prey and opponent. And this hyena is trapped among a pack of wild dogs, and it didn't know how to get out of this place when it was attacked by the dogs from the time to time. As that is how a normal hyena, no matter how big, has a hard time facing this pack of wild dogs. Although not widely known as a dangerous African animal, such as the cheetah, lion or crocodile, the African wild dog is also known as the master of the art of combining hunting with a success rate of up to 3/4 higher than that of lions and hyenas, as they also have one of the strongest bites of any carnivorous mammal. And no wonder this hyena looks so helpless in front of the wild dogs, as it even showed a surrender attitude many times when repeatedly lying down and giving up on attacking the dogs again. But perhaps due to the pain of the bite, the hyena had no choice but to flee into a nearby river. And fortunately for the hyena, perhaps the water in the dog's weak point. It is not lone hyenas that easily succumb to the African wild dogs, but the hyenas with companions are also not easy to deal with when encountering this breed, as the African wild dog, with a persistent nature, still resolutely pursued as the two hyenas had hurried to find cover. And they attack continuously, and looking at the hiding of the two hyenas, it must say that it must have been bad luck for them to encounter this pack of wild dogs. The African wild dog and the hyena are enemies in the wild, as hyenas often try to kill the stray dogs by watching them from a distance and approaching the dogs as gently as possible, even though they are likely to lose their lives. And when working in groups, spotted hyenas are more likely to succeed in killing the African wild dogs. But because hyenas rarely work in groups, this is often not the case, as the African wild dog can easily repel the lone hyenas, which are apex predators and are second only to the larger pack predators. When the hyenas get heated in a fight, that is when things get tumultuous, as the presence of a pack of wild dogs and the hyenas had made the battle chaotic, because the dogs would jump to attack and the hyena every now and then, making the squad momentarily unbalanced, as the hyena also doesn't fit, as it is ready to attack any dog that has bitten it and continuously howls with persistent howls, as it circled around in self-defense, and even successfully biting a back at a few dogs at a time. But these attacks are usually done by one side, leaving first, because no one gives way, as it is not known when the battle can come to an end. As nature has no clear laws, unlike mathematics, but the strong are not necessarily the winners, and oftentimes the weak side is not necessarily the loser. Therefore, human knowledge of nature still has a lot to learn, because there are many surprises and mysteries that we still have to be busy learning, as it seems that Mother Nature knows just how to make us surprised and self-conscious about our knowledge. As today's video comes to an end, thank you all so much for watching this video, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and remember to follow us to see more interesting videos about the wild animal world. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.